Today's a very exciting day. It is the release of one of my most anticipated books of the entire year, Brimstone release day. It's haul time. I controlled myself more than I was expecting to, but I did go to Target instead of going to Barnes & Noble because I saw that they have a special edition or an exclusive edition, I don't know, of Brimstone. So we picked up Brimstone as we said, and then I did end up getting the Quicksilver edition. I'm a new cover hater. I just don't like them. I feel like they're uninspired, and I don't know, I'm a fan of character art on covers, so I liked the paperback version of Quicksilver, which I do own and I won't get rid of. But yes, these are the books that we have hauled. The sprayed edges are cool. I kind of think I'm moving past sprayed edges. Like, are they pretty? Yes, but do I need them? No. I don't know. I'm kind of like falling out of love with the trend, but this is the Target exclusive. End pages. I love this. Look at how freaking cute that is. And then there is a little bookmark ribbon in here as well, which is always so nice as someone who loves a bookmark but then always forgets. I'm about to jump into this. Oh, the other thing that I hauled, this smells so good. I think that the more popular one is the caramel and cashmere smell. I feel like that's the bottle I've been seeing everywhere, and so I wanted to smell the cocoa cashmere and the other one to decide between the two. I think that this one smells like hot chocolate. I think we're gonna crack into her and start this. I'm so excited. I'm currently debating if I want to get the audiobook for this to immersive read, but also I flipped to the map. We get a color map with gorgeous illustrations. Chapter 2 of this book, and tell me why my heart has been pounding since the prologue. This is crazy. I just have to read this because this is like the perfect example of her writing. Like, well written and also easy to read at the same time. There were too many ifs to comprehend. They bombarded me, crushing me under a barrage of all too real possibilities, while I desperately clung to the promise that I had made to have faith. But having faith was like trying to remember a language I had once known as a child. No, it was worse. It was like trying to run with broken legs. My legs could not carry me right now, and so I was dragging myself along on my hands and knees, the word faith a boot on the back of my neck, shoving me down into the dirt. I fear we are in for a ride, my friends. Quick update. We did in fact get a cookie butter iced coffee. I didn't get the latte from Dunkin'. It's delicious. When I ordered it, I got medium iced coffee with cookie butter, and I didn't ask for any milk. I came home and I put my own milk in it because I feel like Dunkin' is so heavy-handed sometimes with their milk. It's quite yummy. I would probably give it like a 6.5 out of 10. It's not my favorite. I would say like butter pecan is still top tier for me, but it's nice for something to like switch it up. We are 114 pages into Brimstone. My first initial thoughts when reading, and no spoilers, I love how Callie Hart introduces new questions, and typically they are asked in the form of a question to set up the plot for the book. I don't know how to say this main character's first name because I haven't listened to any of the audiobooks, so don't rip me to shreds. Saris? She has a pronunciation guide. She actually asks and prompts those questions in her head of like, okay, in this book I have to do this, but like what are the intentions of this person and what's going on here and what's going on there, and I love that. It really works for me so well, and she did it in Quicksilver too. And then she threads those questions throughout the whole book, so it always feels very purposeful, even when you have moments that are more found family spending time together and like friendships forming. And when you have those moments, even though they're obviously like slower, you just like, you know where it's going type thing. And I really love it so much. Callie Hart's writing in both Quicksilver and Brimstone reminds me of the writing of The Wind Weaver, which was one of my favorite books of this year. Actually, these also have been some of my favorite books of the year, and I'm literally only 100 pages into this. Just the way that when you first jump into the story, there is so much that happens in the first like 100 to 150 pages. The cadence of The Wind Weaver followed that as well. And so if you're looking for a book to switch to that is also fantasy romance after you finish reading either Quicksilver or Brimstone, and you just want something else, very different storyline, but similar writing, I would really, really recommend that one. So I'm so excited to get back to this today. I feel like I've said I'm so excited 1,000 times, but like really and truly, these are books that make me excited about reading.
I just filmed a video standing here, and so I figured, why not give an update on Brimstone? We made it to the halfway point. The reason I waited so long to give an update is because this weekend when we went away, I think I maybe read 3 chapters and that was it. And I wanted to include all of that cottage footage because I was running around taking pictures of Brimstone and of Quicksilver. We went to this area called Pinetop Lakeside in Arizona. We saw snow. It was so much colder than where I actually live. It was so fun, and the cabin we stayed in was so cute, and we had fires every night in the fireplace, and we watched Great British Bake Off, and I had a wonderful time. So little reading was done, lots of pictures were taken, and lots of footage to highlight this beautiful book. I did end up getting the audio for this book because I've just found recently I haven't been physically reading, and when I do have time to physically read, it's when I'm laying in bed, and I just refuse to hold up this heavy book hardcover above my head. I only want to read on my Kindle when I'm in bed. I don't love the audio. I think that they did a good job with it. I think a lot of people will like it. They put so much production into this audiobook, but I just think that Kingfisher sounds like Batman. He sounds specifically like the Batman from The Dark Knight, where Christian Bale decides to talk really low and gravelly when he has his Batman mask on. And so all I picture is Kingfisher with a Batman mask on when I listen to the audiobook. And then the spice in this has been amazing. The first spice scene that I read with my eyeballs, I really enjoyed. The spice scene that I got when I listened to the audiobook, I did not like it and I wanted it to be over and I considered skipping it. I think it's been a little bit harder for me to get into this for some reason. Most people are ranting and raving. So like I just think that I'm not in a super romance mood, but I do want to like read this book. I don't know what my problem is. All I want to read is medieval horror. I just want to read about knights wearing armor, being smelly and stabbing each other. I don't know what my problem is with dark themes of religion. But anyways, I am planning to finish this. I'm going to try to get a big chunk of it read today. We'll see how that goes. I know it's a me problem because I'm still really enjoying all the characters. I think that Kingfisher is the hottiest hottie that ever hottied. I love Carrion. I love that they're on like little side quest mode and they get to go on a bonding experience because Kingfisher is just so grumpy and does not like Carrion at all. And it's so funny. And I love Carrion. He is just, oh, his whimsy puts me in awe. May I present two new friends to the council? If you're wondering why I put these cutie pies in the thumbnail, that's why. We have finished Brimstone. I will start there before we talk about the little junimos that I made. I just finished this audiobook. I don't know if I'm going to rate this or not. I have many mixed feelings, but I would say overall, I don't think I was in a place to read romance, which is so odd. This has only happened to me like once before, and I completely did a genre switch and I started reading horror for a little while, and then I came back to romance and had a wonderful time with it. I loved the beginning of this book. I think the first 200 pages were fairly strong for me. Towards the middle, my enjoyment started to dwindle a little bit more. I just also wasn't super in the mood to physically read. I know I mentioned I got the audiobook and I did not like the audiobook. I continued to really not like it, but I didn't want to physically read. My brain simply could not. And so getting through the audiobook to have something to pay attention to, that's when I switched to making little junimos. These are from Stardew if you play Stardew. I'm hoping to get some pipe cleaners because I want to make their arms and legs, and I'm going to put them on the bookshelves, which is going to be so cute. I actually found a free pattern for these on Pinterest, so I will leave that linked down below in the description if you would like to make them. They're super easy. You just need yarn and the little eyeballs, which you can get from any craft store. I really like the way that this ended. I guess overall thoughts, this felt a bit disjointed for me. I also felt like the main relationship we follow in this book, from book 1 to book 2, it felt like that relationship had a massive jump. Like, these characters met each other in book 1. We obviously got to follow like their love story, which was stunning. I gave the first book 5 stars. I loved it. No notes. This one, it just felt like the relationship matured so quickly and it felt so different. I also think that Kingfisher felt very different to me. What I like about these books and the series and where the plot is going is there's this theory of like portals, and I don't think that this is a spoiler because with any like fae fantasy romance, you're either already in the fae world or there's like the human world and the fae world. And usually like that's it. This series expands upon that a little bit more, which I think it makes sense. I really like the way that they're going about it. I think it expands on the magical world that's already been established. Even in book 1, I just feel like that part is done so well and I'm thoroughly impressed by that. I think that Carrie and Swift and I think that Onyx carried this particular book on its back for me. It might be the fact that I'm falling out of love with the fated mate trope. It's worked for me in so many books, but I think when the relationship goes there, immediately I'm like, okay, we're just in happy la la time. And like nothing's going to happen with the relationship and like everything's going to be fine and they're fated mates and you know that that's endgame. And like it just feels like way too much plot armor for me. And I also find that I haven't been enjoying what happens with the relationship once it's been established that we have fated mates. I wish that we like found out about that later. Unfortunately, I'm not going to give you a rating. However, I did have a wonderful time in this vlog. I know that this was I don't even want to say it's disappointing. It's really me going through a slump. I thought that this was going to be such a fast read for me, and then it took me about 2 weeks to read this, which I was shocked, and I'm not blaming the book at all. It's my brain. Just know that the next vlog is probably going to be a massive genre switch up and just trying to fight off this like weird slump that I'm in. I've also been doom scrolling so much more, so it might be a challenge that helps me to stop doom scrolling. We'll see how it goes. But if you've read Brimstone, please let me know your thoughts. Also, please let me know if you listened to the audiobook, what your thoughts were, and if you liked it or not. I will catch you in the comments, and I will see you in my next one very soon, friends. Toodles!